Hey guys, Adam here. A little bit about what literacy means to me. Of course, it means quite a lot. It's a way for us to connect and a way to expand our understanding of the world outside and the world inside, and really just an extraordinarily powerful tool that I think we probably all take for granted a lot of the time. So, um, very grateful to have this opportunity to read a little something for you guys as I sit in my music room here in quote unquote quarantine. Um, you know, I think like everyone, it's easy right now for our minds to go in some dark places and some strange places. So, with that in mind, I'm going to be reading something from my favorite philosopher, Alan Watts. He's always been very good at exploring these kind of difficult and darker ideas in a playful way that makes it a little more digestible and easy for us to face. So, um, with that being said, I'm gonna read from a piece called "The Beauty of Nothingness," and without further ado, Alan Watts. If you are aware of a state called is, or reality, or life, this implies a state called isn't, or illusion, or nothingness, or death. You can't know one without the other, and so as to make life poignant, it's always going to come to an end. That is, don't you see what makes it lively? Liveliness is change, it is motion, and motion is going to fall out and be gone. You see, you are always at the place you always are, except it keeps appearing to change, and you think, well, we'll get that thing, yet I hope we don't go further down so we don't lose what we already have. But that's built into every creature's situation, no matter how high or how low. So, in this sense, all places are the same place. And the only time you ever notice any difference is in the moment of transition. When you go up a bit, you gain. When you go down a bit, you feel disappointed, you feel gloom, you feel lost. You can go all the way down to death, and somehow there seems to be such difficulty getting up. Death seems so final. Nothing seems so irrevocable and permanent. Then, if it is, what about the nothingness before you started? Don't you see what we've left out of our logic? This is part of the rules to the game we are playing. The way we hoodwink ourselves is by attributing powerlessness with nothingness. We don't realize that is a complete logical fallacy. It takes nothing to have something. You wouldn't know something without nothing. You wouldn't know what the form is without the background space. You wouldn't be able to see anything unless there was nothing behind your eyes. So if you really go the whole way and see how you feel at the prospect of vanishing forever, all of your efforts and all of your achievements and all of your attainments turning into dust, what is this feeling? What happens to you? It's a curious thing that in the world's poetry, this is a very common theme. All kinds of poetry emphasize the theme of transcendence. There is a kind of nostalgic beauty to it. The banquet hall deserted after the revelry, all the guests had left and gone on their ways. The table with overturned glasses, crumbled napkins, breadcrumbs, and dirty knives and forks lies empty, and the laughter echoes only in one's mind. And then the echoes go away, the memory, the traces are all gone, and that's the end, you see. Do you see in a way how this is saying the most real state is the state of nothing? That's what it's going to come to, all of it. And for some reason or another, we are supposed to find this depressing. But if somebody is going to argue that the basic reality is nothingness, where does all this come from? Obviously, from nothingness. Once again, you get how this looks behind your eyes. You evoke light out of the universe. You call into being the whole universe of light and color and hardness and heaviness and everything. By seeing that nothingness is the fundamental reality, then you see it's your reality. And how can anything then contaminate you? All the idea of you being scared and put out and worried and so on is just nothing. It's a dream because you're really nothing. But this is the most incredible nothing. So cheer up. The essence of your mind is intrinsically pure. Pure means clear, void. And if you think of this nothingness as mere blankness and you hold on to the idea of blankness, well, then you haven't understood it. Nothingness is really like the nothingness of space, which contains the whole universe. All suns and stars, and the mountains and rivers, and the good men and the bad men, and the animals and the insects, the whole bit. All are contained in the void. So out of this void comes everything, and you're it. What else could you be?